Whew. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of CFB Enthusiasts. I'm your host, Jimmy. I'm here with my guys, Pat and Jacob. How y'all doing
Hello.
today, fellas?
Good. Just want to give a special shout out to Jimmy. It's his birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Jimmy.
birthday.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I don't really, I'm not a big birthday guy, like to celebrate and whatnot, but I will say I want one thing for my birthday,
I know it's gonna be.
and that's a dub. And that's a dub against Georgia. That's all I want. If we get a dub against Georgia this Saturday, we're gonna be put in like a whole nother like sphere of like it's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy because the past couple years we have been pretty good leading up to this point, and people are still having the questions of, oh, is Texas really back? Is Texas really back? If we beat Georgia, I feel like all of that is put to rest, and we're like the not the big dog in college football, but trending that way. So I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot to say about that here in the future, in a couple minutes or so. But quick rundown of housekeeping rules, guys. If you are listening to this, watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. Please share this to a friend or family member that likes college football and passionate about college football. That's what we do around here. So anyone that you think would like the pod, send it their way, and hopefully they tap in. And then how we're gonna go about this episode. One, we're going to talk about the huge game that was last week, Ohio State and Oregon. We're going to get our thoughts on that game. We're going to do a little game I like to call Contender Pretender. I'm going to present a team to Jacob and Pat, and they're going to tell me if they're a contender, if they think they're a contender or pretender, and why. And we kind of alternate back and forth there. And then we're going to give midseason grades on each of our respective teams. I'll give my grades on Texas for offense, defense, special teams. Pat will do the same thing with his Ducks, and then the same thing Jacob will do for LSU. Rhyming accidentally there. So, and then obviously we're going to do our picks of the week, upset of the week, and our trivia, our newest section that I think all of us love more than anything here. So, Pat, take us through that Oregon Ohio State game, man. What were your thoughts with the Ducks coming out on top?
We're saying one of the deciding factors we haven't talked about last week's pod is the offensive line and defensive line, who can control line of scrimmage. I feel like in the end that was the biggest factor. Oregon running the ball for Jordan James, I think, had like 130 yards. Oregon gave up a lot of rushing yards to Trayvon Henderson and Judkins, but Oregon's defensive line made big plays down the line. Early in the game too, Derek Harmon stripped the ball from, I believe, Judkins. Maybe was it?
Yeah, Judkins, yeah.
It was, yeah, Judkins. Yeah. Um, After they had scored on that no review interception, they scored that opening drive. We punted and we needed to stop, and they stripped it. Derek Harmon stripped it. We scored. Um, and man, it's just the back and forth. I think there was like 7 lead changes. It was. I was nervous the whole time. I can't lie. I was nervous. As nervous as I was confident that somehow we were going to pull it out. Um, we said Dylan Gabriel you said he had to be effective on the ground like he was against UT last year. He had that 30-yard read option
Touchdown run,
for a
yeah.
touchdown. That was huge. I went crazy on that. Um, Evan Stewart, man, did he perform at a high level the whole game? I think it's 149 and one. Took Denzel Burke. First round corner, supposedly. Cooked him. He had a great game. Man, Dan the man with the 12 man on the field. The fact that he had planned for that and they had practiced that.
Oh, the 12 man?
Yeah, bro, I'm not even shocked about that. that they have practiced that and planned for that. He just has he's so in tune into the game and the preparation of what they need to do to win. So every coach needs to practice that.
Yeah.
But I saw something in talks about defensive coaches know every little trick in the book,
That's
and that's
facts.
what he is. He's a defensive
That's
coach.
facts. So
They changed the rule today, actually.
yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
uh, I'll take it, though. Hey, we won.
I think
I
Oregon
think
looked
Oregon
good.
looked good.
I agree with
I agree
Pat.
with Pat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're winning it all. I know that. So
They
they
controlled the line
controlled
of
the line of
scrimmage.
scrimmage.
I think
I
Will
think Will
Howard showed
Howard
me
showed me
a lot
a
as a
lot as
passer
a
that
passer
game
that game
for Ohio
for Ohio
State. Like
State.
I could see
I could
Ohio
see
State
Ohio
winning.
State
Like
winning.
I could see
I
them
could
not
see
having
that
a
not
problem
having a
with
problem
anybody
with
really.
anybody really.
Like
Yeah, he did play well. I'm not gonna lie. He cooked us.
uh
Uh,
I think
I
yeah,
think
in the
yards.
end
In
I
the end,
think
I
the
think the
better
better
coaching won.
coaching won.
I mean I
I mean, I
still think
still
Ryan
think
Day is
Ryan Day is
incredibly
incredibly
overrated.
overrated.
But I mean no,
I
dude,
mean, no,
Ryan
dude,
Day
Ryan
cannot
Day
win the
cannot
big
win the
game. I
big
mean
game.
Ryan Day is
Ryan
one and
Day is
seven in
1
the top
7 in the
five teams
top
in the
five
league.
teams in the league.
He
Yeah.
Ryan Day
Ryan
can't
Day
beat
can't
the
beat
big
the
ones.
big one.
That's a whole
That's a
different
whole different
discussion.
discussion.
Uh,
Uh,
I think
I think
Trayshawn Holden's
Trayshawn
an
Holden's an
idiot
idiot.
for spitting on the
Spitting
Ohio
on the
State
Ohio
guy.
State
That was
guy. That
dumb.
was
That
dumb.
was
That
dumb.
was
That was
dumb.
dumb.
That was dumb. Dan Lanning
No,
said that's being taken care
I
internally.
think
I think.
I think
I think
Oregon
Oregon
showed
showed.
I don't know the
I don't know the
ability to
ability
win
to
that
win
game
that game
was
was
impressive to me. I
impressive
mean,
to me.
I think
I think
Oregon is the
Oregon is a
legitimate
legitimate
contender.
contender.
Um,
Um,
I think if
I
they
think
played
if they
Ohio
played
State
Ohio
again, I
State
think
again,
they
I
would
think
beat
they
them
would beat
again.
them again.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I really
I
do.
really do.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
I agree with
I
Pat. I
agree with
think
Pat. I
Dylan
think Dylan
Gabriel showed
Gabriel
me a
showed me
lot
a
as
lot as
well
well. Yeah,
because I feel like
because I feel like
the one thing
the
with
one thing with
Oregon,
Oregon,
yeah, is
yeah, is
DG showed
DG
me a
showed me
lot,
a
and
lot,
I needed
and
to
I
see
needed to
that
see that
because he had.
because he had.
I had a
I
couple
had a couple
questions about
questions
him
about
for
him
the
for
remainder of
the
the
remainder of the
season, but
season, but
he showed me
he
a
showed
lot
me a
with his
lot with
legs
his
and his
legs and his
passing. So
passing. So
Oregon's rush
Oregon's
game
rush game
is
is
also
also yeah,
a
a
huge
huge
boost.
boost.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great game all the way around.
Yeah,
Um, you really love matchups like that where you
Facts.
see both teams play at like their potential, like
yeah.
up here, and
See the best of
in
the
those
best.
type of games, it just sucks that someone has to lose. But you know what I mean. I think it was one of those things where Ohio State ran out of time. I mean, there's I guess no other way to put it. I mean, whoever
Yeah,
would have ball last, it was one of those games. Whoever had the ball last and put themselves in position to win the game, won the game. Obviously, Ohio State had that opportunity. The Will Howard thing at the end, oof, man. And then obviously the 12 man loophole that Dan Lanning found to work against an Oregon's favor was huge. It's kind of great to see that. I think if they play 10 times, it'd be 5-5. That's kind of how I see it. Both quarterbacks played
yeah.
really well. Um, for as well as Ohio State played, I think they could have ran the ball a little bit more. They
I
were really
agree.
effective, especially with Henderson. I think this was more of like a Henderson type of game rather than Judkins. Judkins having that fumble. Um, Henderson was running really, really well. I think they could have stuck with that a little bit more. They got a little bit more going. For Oregon, I mean, Oregon put it all together in this game, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, remember all these question marks we were having about Oregon, when they're struggling the first couple weeks. We're like, okay, they're having all these yards, all these stats, and then they're in a one score game with Boise State. They're in a one score game with Idaho for some reason. Like, what's going on? Um,
Yeah.
they were giving up a lot of sacks. The O line was in the first two games. I believe Dylan Gabriel got sacked 7 times in his first 2 games of the season.
Huh?
Yeah, it
Uh,
was 7. 7.
I think they've allowed zero in the last couple weeks. Zero since then, maybe.
Yeah, they did. They switched. So they were playing. So Matthew Bedford, the transfer guard from Indiana, has been hurt. So they had the All-American freshman center Poncho Muta guard. They had a walk-on senior at center.
Uh,
He's he got benched, and they moved him back to center, and they put in damn, I forgot Marcus Harper. I believe they put him back in,
mm,
and He's been balling. The line's been taking off.
And balling, yeah, and then they're creating a lot of holes for the running game. They're protecting Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel's taking care of the took care of the ball in this game, which was
Yep.
absolutely imperative. If you turn the ball over, I think if you turn the ball over any against Ohio State, they probably lose. And
Yeah.
Ohio State too. But
The only
the,
turnover was the fumble.
these two teams will definitely meet a second time, maybe even a third time. There's no doubt about
Yeah.
that. So that was a great back and forth game. Um, that was the
How'd
highlight
you
of last week. Moving over um, to this week, I want to do a little game called Contender or Pretender. I have some teams I'm going to throw at y'all, and I want to
Yes, sir.
see if y'all think the team's a contender or pretender in terms of winning the national title. Not necessarily making the
Okay.
playoffs because there's so many
Yeah.
teams
Okay.
that
Yeah.
are still
That's perfect.
able to make the playoffs. Who are the teams that are who have a really legitimate shot of winning the national
Yeah.
title? That's what I want to know. So I'm gonna start off with. Let's start off with Pat first. First up, the team I have for you is Tennessee, contender or pretender?
Doing the natty.
Yes.
Pretender. Uh,
No.
they're good. I think they'll make the playoffs. I do. I think they'll maybe lose one or two more games, but I just don't think Nico is there yet as a quarterback to lead them to the natty.
Mm,
With as good as defenses as they're going to see in the playoffs, I just don't think. Yeah, I think no discredit to Josh Heupel in Tennessee, but I just don't win the natty. They're pretenders.
pretenders. Okay, cool. Uh,
Next year, I think they're more contenders next year. So because Nico would be another year in, but this year pretenders.
Next year for sure. Yeah. Jacob, I have Clemson.
Contender.
Contender?
I think they're a contender. I do. I really do. I really do. They struggled in week one against Georgia. A lot of teams struggled against Georgia. I think the things that Georgia exposed in week one, they fixed. And their defense is looking a lot better. But to me, the biggest difference is Cade Klubenek is balling. Cade Klubenek is playing some football.
He's
And that
he's he's balling.
he's playing some football. And in order to win a national championship, you need a quarterback that's playing some ball. And obviously, Clemson's their defense is who we thought they were. So yeah, I think they're a contender.
I have a question on top of that. If they played Georgia this week, how would that game play out?
Uh, I think Georgia wins, but I don't think they win whatever it was. What, like 31? Like,
Wasn't it 41-17?
I think it was like 31-3 or some
yeah,
shit.
that's what I was gonna say. I thought that was 31.
34-3. 34-3.
Yeah, if they played right now, I would go like a 27, 21, 27, like 24 type game.
Mm.
I think so.
Pat, you shaking your head?
I just don't trust Cade Klubnik.
That's fair.
No. Fair, fair,
Good
fair.
thing he didn't ask you.
I know.
I'm just kidding, dog.
It's cool, man. Okay.
No, I'm
Pat,
just
next team I
kidding.
have for you is Alabama.
Contenders.
Contender.
Yeah. I
Even what you've seen the last 2 weeks, can this team win the national title?
yes.
Okay.
They they lost to Vandy, right?
Yep.
Vandy's always just gonna find a way. I'm a big Dago Palmer fan and Vandy fan, but I think when it gets down to it, as the season goes on, Bama has that experience across
Mm.
the board. From yeah, it's a new coach, but Kalen DeBoer has that experience. He went to the Natty last year with Washington. He lost, but he knows what it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And then just the players are still Nick Saban's recruited players. So we know and they're all good. They've been there. But Jalen Milroe, I think, is just gonna keep. Yeah, I don't think he hasn't played bad. He didn't play bad against Vandy, did he? It was just the defense played
Well,
terrible.
he played pretty well in that game. He had two turnovers,
He
the
did.
fluky pick six, and then he got
Oh
stripped.
yeah. So yeah, he's
But
gonna
they still
continue.
scored 42 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna continue to keep playing at a high level, and because of
He's
him,
not their defense is their issue.
I know. I'm saying because of him, they're contenders.
Yeah,
As you can see, they give up 40 plus. He can score 40 plus, and in the playoffs,
that's fair.
I think when it comes down to it,
Defense wins
he's one of the
championships.
better QBs
Huh?
But
in the nation.
my issue with Bama, and I was thinking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Scratch the Western Kentucky game. That doesn't. We're not talking about that. Group of five. In the other games that they've played, the South Florida game, they struggled the whole game besides the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
The Wisconsin game, okay, they looked really fucking good. The
Yeah.
first half of Georgia, really fucking good. The rest of the season, they haven't looked that good.
well, I'm telling you, their defense is a liability, man.
The whole South Carolina game, the whole Vandy game, and the second half of Georgia and the South Florida game have been really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if
But
it's yeah. They have problems. Like Alabama has a glaring issue that if they
yeah,
don't fix, they are not going to win a national championship.
Nick Saban would never.
I'm just saying, bro. Like when you have a captain who throws a fit on the field, and that's a glaring issue. That cannot happen.
so I saw his hissy fit on the field, but it came to find out that he didn't want to sub out the game when the coaches were like, "Hey, come out the game." He was like, "No, I'm not coming out."
That makes
They would
sense.
never.
Yeah, Still, still, I don't.
To throw the mouthpiece, that's okay, but to kick
No,
the
bro.
ball like
Neither
that,
one is
that
okay.
was excessive.
Dude,
To throw the mouthpiece, that's
No,
okay,
it's
bro. I
not.
get it. You're
It's
mad,
not.
but you
It's
don't go
not.
kick the ball.
Neither one is acceptable.
Bro, I was laughing when he did that.
No, but yeah,
Yeah,
I think that
their defense. Who's their DC?
remember he hired Kalen DeBoer hired. No, didn't he hire the
Kane
guy from
Wommack.
like Buffalo and
Kenny Womack, that said?
Yeah.
from Buffalo, right?
South Alabama.
He was the head coach.
Yeah.
And he hired somebody else. They had two DCs. And
He hired Buffalo's head coach as his OC, right? Or somebody's head coach.
no, they have two DCs. They have co-DCs.
No.
They have co-DCs, so
Go what?
they have co-DCs. They both came with him from Washington.
That's right.
Yeah.
Co-DC is the Buffalo coach. Was the old Buffalo coach.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Wait, so it's Kane or Kenny? Kenny, right?
It's Kane Womack
Oh,
and
Kane Womack's from Washington. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the Buffalo head coach,
Yeah. He's
and then
co-DC.
the South Alabama head coach is the OC.
OC, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I remember seeing that he hired
because
two head
his
coaches.
OC from Washington went to
He's
the
on the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Ryan
to be
Grubb.
their OC. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
also just think Ryan Williams and Jalen Milroe in the end can make enough plays versus another
like
duo head to head.
that's fine, but your defense has to make stops.
I'm over Bama.
Yeah, me too.
Bama LSU is gonna be a shootout.
Nah, we'll fuck them up, bro.
Jacob, Penn State, contender percentage.
Contender.
Mm.
Contender. Honestly, they'll beat
They'll beat
Ohio
Ohio State. Can I ask you a question?
State. Yes.
Respectively.
Respectively.
You hate Ryan Day.
I do hate Ryan Day.
Bro, his resume and James Franklin's resume in big games are the exact same.
Yeah, I'm
Terrible.
not a big James Franklin guy.
So that's why they're pretenders.
If you ask me right now if Ohio State is a contender or pretender, I'd say Ohio State's a contender. Penn State is also a contender. It has nothing to do with my thoughts on their head coach. They're not bad head coaches. They just don't win the big games.
Bro, you hate Ryan Day.
Yeah, but Ryan Day has that face that makes me like just like punch it. Like it's just something about him, bro. I don't know.
Uh,
No, Penn State's a contender.
Contender. Okay, okay.
I think Drew Lar is taking big steps this year. And I think what's helped Penn State is we know they have a good defense, but what's helped them a lot and what's I think been the biggest change for Kansas is their OC going to Penn State.
Oh, Colton Nicky,
Yeah,
Kansas.
yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
And
Um,
their run game is insane, bro.
what happened?
they're honestly, this is one of the most balanced Penn State offenses I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can throw you, to a win, and then they can have two backs that can just run all over anybody.
Katron Allen and Nick Singleton.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
and then
watching
we're in the tight ends going crazy.
Best tight end in the country.
Terrence Ferguson.
Nah.
Yeah. I mean, they're good. I think they have a shot. I just don't think they're contenders just because I've never seen James Franklin win the big game. But Drew Loy is
Yeah,
playing. He's always been good, but he's playing at the best level he's played at, and that's why they're so balanced.
yeah. Pat, last one. Miami, contender, pretender.
You want to talk about big games and coaches? Man, Mario Cristobal. I like the guy.
No, you don't.
He put Oregon where they are. He left with that Dan Lanning, so I'll forever be grateful for him for that. But he can never win the big games. He can't. I think if I don't think they win the ACC, I think Clemson does. So I don't know. So they'll get in the playoffs, but I think they could lose in the first round.
First round, yeah. They
Cam Ward's balling, he is, but that defense is worse than Bama's, and Bama's is. I think Bam. I don't know why I brought compared to defenses because I think Bama would smoke Miami, but
The problem with Miami is they're gonna get in like super close games and
yeah,
shootouts just because their defense is so bad, and it's gonna be a toss up of what the fuck Mario Cristobal is gonna do.
you have no idea, bro. No idea. I saw him for
With
3 years, four
Mario,
years.
I can tell you exactly what he's gonna do.
Bro,
He'll find a way to lose again.
and it was miserable. He doesn't adjust either. That's the thing is he's horrible in-game making in-game adjustments. And it's the same staff that was at Oregon. So yeah, I don't think he'll never win the big games. He didn't win them really for us. He won the Rose Bowl and the Pac once, but that was also just Justin Herbert
Yeah, Justin Herbert was well.
carrying us, bro. It's Justin Herbert, so
That Herbert guy was pretty good, wasn't
yeah, it's my guy.
Okay, okay, okay. That's contender pretenders. Okay,
he?
so
Jimmy,
I
I
want.
have one for you.
What's that
I have one for you.
for me?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
I was gonna ask. No,
No, I agree.
I would say no too.
no. They're 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 not balanced enough on offense.
Yeah,
At all.
they just. Yeah,
They're a
I
really
agree.
really physical team that can run the ball and whatnot. But if they play any team with any resemblance of an offense,
Yeah.
they're gonna lose just because they won't be able to keep up.
Yeah.
Like Army and Navy, they play
They
them
got the
both.
bowl coming up,
They play them both.
both. So
Show love to the academies.
they're probably gonna lose one of those games. If I'm being honest.
That's what I was telling Pat. I feel like one of them will beat them, and I think it'll be Army.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never, ever, ever, ever buy the Notre Dame hype. Ever.
I got a question. What are they going to have a quarterback that they develop in house?
They have one right now. Um, I imagine CJ Carr starts next year as a true sophomore, redshirt freshman. But they lost Tuesday night. He flipped
Yeah.
Auburn. So I don't have my phone, but I believe they don't have a QB really. That's a high. Now stars don't matter, but there's not a blue chip QB coming in this year. CJ Carr was last year.
Speaking of it, in house,
So I think him, but I couldn't tell you any of their skill players, so I don't know how good they're gonna be next year.
you remember how nasty Everett Golson was? That
Yeah.
dude was
Everett
cold.
Olsen, man.
And then he
That
went to
dude was
Florida
cold.
State,
Uh,
and he was terrible.
that seems to be a common theme. Transfer to Florida State as a quarterback and be butt cheeks, man.
Yeah, he
Not,
yeah, he was the quarterback at Florida State when they lost a streak of like they won like 30 straight ACC games
Yeah,
that's
with
right.
Jameis
before
Winston.
before he got there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was good.
uh,
He lost to Bama in a natty his freshman year.
no, he didn't lose. He got crushed.
Cool guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't know him.
Never mind.
Okay. Next thing I want to do before we head into this week's picks is, it's mid-season now. We want to give out some report card grades for our respective teams this year. I'll start this one off. Texas so far this year, man, 6-0 obviously has not had a game within what is it, 22 points or 18 points, something like that. Absolutely been dominating everyone they've played. There's only been a couple quarters here and there where you can look at where you can be like, ooh, Texas kind of struggled. First quarter of OU was kind of one of those things where, Quinn Ewers is coming off an injury. It's a big rivalry game. He's rusty a little bit. Oklahoma has a very good defense, so they kind of hung around a little bit, but obviously Texas blew the doors off as time went along. But overall, with Texas, I'll start off with the offense. Give a grade for them. I'm gonna give our offense. You know what? I had a B plus on here, but I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it an A minus. I'm gonna give it an A minus. We wake up from bed averaging 30. Like that's our baseline. Whether we're playing good or bad, our baseline's 30 points per game. Like we literally don't go below that. Um, One thing I don't like from our offense so far this year is our run game. It hasn't been as explosive as Sark offenses usually are in the run game, and I think that comes a lot from CJ Baxter being out. Obviously, it's kind of frustrating when your offensive line is probably the most experienced offensive line in the country. Um, at the same time, though, I do think they are creating enough holes for our guys to run through. The problem is that, well, I guess the problem so far this season has been that for as great as Jaden Blue is, as fast as he is, as dynamic as he is, I think he gets a little bit too impatient whenever it comes to those longer developing running plays and doesn't really see it through. And a play that's actually supposed to be a home run play, he only gets 3, 4, 5 yards because he didn't wait just that half second more to see that crease open up. I think in the OU game, I saw a lot of great stuff from Quintravion Weisner, who's been taking a lot of the first running back one snaps recently. Jaden Blue fumbled twice in the Mississippi State game, so that's why we saw a lot more of Weisner as RB1. He had a couple 20 plus yard runs, which we haven't really seen this year from Texas. I really like that because that opens up Sark's entire repertoire of his pass game and his playbook and what he wants to do. So hopefully we keep on getting better in the run game. In the pass game, I really like what I've seen from the guys. Um, the interceptions here and there just kind of get me a little bit. Unforced interceptions. Like if a DB makes a great play, cool, I live with that.
Yeah.
But if it's like one of those things where Quinn's just being boneheaded or whatever, it's kind of one of those things where you kind of scratch your head. But overall, offense, I'll give it an A minus. Defense, I'll give it an A minus as well. The only thing I will say is that we haven't faced a really formidable offense, let alone quarterback yet.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing is, we have done what we're supposed to do. Now, you see a lot of teams out here in college football where they play terrible teams or terrible offenses, and they give up 20, 30, 40 points to these teams. Texas hasn't done that at all. So they're doing what they're supposed to do at least. Now we're going to really see how good our defense is. Obviously, this Saturday, Carson Beck and that offense. But overall, our defense is A minus. We're really sound. We don't give up big plays at all. Everyone's in the right spot at the right time. We make plays. We force turnovers. Really solid defense. Really deep defense. So I give that an A minus, and then special teams, I'll give it a B plus. We haven't had too many explosive plays in special teams. Now, Sark's teams are really good at blocking punts, blocking kicks. We haven't blocked any this season, I don't think, um, and that's really weird. But I would like to see us block a kick or something. Sark likes to get really aggressive when
No.
it comes to punts, so I want to see a little bit of that. We don't have Keelan Robinson or Keaton Crawford anymore, our special teams gurus, but overall special teams a B plus. And then overall, I would rate this season. I'd give it an A. I'd give it an A. So we've been great. Obviously, there's little things here and there that we have to clean up. The run game, like I mentioned, the red zone stuff, we have been way better at this season than we were last year. But in the OU game, we left a lot of meat on the bone in the red zone. Missed a field goal. I think we had missed two field goals in the game. We had another turnover on downs in the red zone. So little things we can clean up here and there. But overall, I would give Texas a A for this season.
I love it. Number one. Number one in the nation.
They
Maybe.
are indeed.
Some
Some
people would
people
say.
would say, hook 'em
Number two in the nation is,
is.
I know
I
who it
know
is.
who it
I'm
is. I'm
cueing you to
cueing you to
talk,
talk,
fool.
fool.
It's Oregon. You said offense, defense, special teams?
Yeah.
Okay. Offense, yeah. Sorry, I don't know where I put my notebook. I can't find it.
It's on the counter.
Oh, well, I remember,
Just go
but
grab it.
nah, it's A's across the board for offense, defense. Um, the reason I give it a no, I'll probably give offense an A minus, honestly. Just because they started the year slow, turning it over. But like you said, they got better as the O line switched and as Dylan Gabriel showed what we can be. 20, 30 what, 32 points versus Ohio State. A
Yeah.
lot in that kind of game. So, excuse me. We saw he didn't turn it over, threw well, efficiently, and we ran it. If our run game wasn't there early in the year, and the special teams as well, I'll give it a A minus. I'll get to that. Two special teams touchdowns against Boise. Um, so without that, we lose that game. Idaho, the defense won us that game because we couldn't score. But I think they're going to keep getting better. Jalen Gable looks comfortable, settled into the offense, fully healthy at receiver, tight end, running back, just minus Matthew Bedford at guard, but they're going to continue to get better. Idaho, Purdue tomorrow, um, and then 22 Illinois, and then Michigan for the next three games. So we have to have a choice but to continue playing at a high level. And then defense, I give it an A. That's our strongest, um, I guess, part of the team this year. They carried us, like I said, in the first couple of games, defense, special teams. The pass rush has been huge for us. Jordan Burch was out versus Ohio State, but he's been incredible.
Is he coming back soon?
He didn't practice today. Um, I know Purdue is always plays these games crazy good,
Yeah,
and
Purdue's a trap game.
yeah. So I mean, I don't think they're not discrediting him. I just don't think they're rushing him back right now. Like it's also still early in the year. It's only week 7.
Mm,
Like I mean, if you're anticipating going to the Natty, so but Mateo, DJ's little brother, I don't want to mess up their name. Mateo, Ukulele,
Ukulele.
yeah, that guy.
Oh,
He's
yeah, okay.
been, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that.
Ukulele.
He's been incredible. True sophomore, but he's fucking sorry, he's freaking massive. And he against Ohio State, he was our best player on the field
Huh,
on defense.
you're allowed to
Cuss.
cuss.
Oh, sorry. Uh, he was our best player. He made a couple plays, taking on the guard in the center on a couple pulls and beating that, making the play. He
He
had
did.
2 sacks. He's incredible. So that's been really good for us on defense. But the tackles, Derek Harmon and uh, the dude from Houston, Jamari Caldwell, they added good pressure in that game, which we needed. Then Pierre needed to play big, and they did. Secondary's been playing well, and the linebackers have all been rotating good. So defense A, and then special teams, I give it an A for a 1-star kicking game. We have a kicking game finally. So that's been I love to watch that. First 50-yard field goal since 2004, I believe, was against Oregon State. No, Michigan State. 50. It was 51 yards. So I haven't seen that ever. And then the 2 returns against Boise, the kick and the punt. We needed that. And then Tez Johnson had another punt return. For a good amount
Bo
of
Nix's
yards.
brother.
Yes, sir. He's been electric back there. So A for special teams, A for offense, and then I mean defense and A- for offense. In the season, I give it an A. I'm 6
Cool.
and 0, so 5 and 0. Sorry. So I can't complain. I can't complain. Dan the man. Trust the process. He's the man. Guess that
Guess
just
that
leaves
just
me.
leaves me, huh?
No.
All right.
There
The next segment
Well,
is
the UTEP minors. I mean, it's been a rough year for UTEP. 0-6. Oh, that's the wrong team. I'm sorry.
LSU.
LSU.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
go.
go.
I know
I
it's
know it's
been
been
interesting.
interesting
With the
with the
defense,
defense.
I'll start
I'll
with the
start off
defense.
with defense.
I'm a
I'm a
defensive
defensive
guy.
guy.
Honestly, the
Honestly, the
defense, I'll
defense,
give him I'll give him
I'll
a
give them
B
a B
plus.
plus.
I'll give him
I'll
a
give them
B
a
plus
B plus
because the
because the
USC
USC
game they
game they
played
played
well.
well.
We could
We
have
could
played
have played
better. We
better.
played
We played
well.
well.
As the
As the
season's
season's
gone
gone
on,
on, as
Jacoby and
Jacoby and
Gilroy
Gilroy
towards
towards
Achilles
Achilles
at D
at D
tackle,
tackle,
and Taylor
Taylor
Perkins
Perkins
towards
towards
ACL at
ACL at
linebacker.
linebacker.
The
The
secondary
secondary
started out
started out
shaky.
shaky.
Ryan
Ryan
Kelly's
Kelly's
doing
doing
something that
something
he's
that he's
never
never
done
done
before.
before.
He's
He's
playing the
playing the
freshman and
freshman and
sophomore. He's
sophomore. He's
playing the
playing
young
the young
guys.
guys.
As
As
long as he's
long as
been
he's
a
been
head
a
coach,
head
his
coach, his
philosophy
philosophy
has
has
always
always
been,
been,
I'm gonna
I'm
play
gonna play
juniors and
juniors and
seniors
seniors
first.
first.
You
You
gotta
gotta
sit
sit
and wait
and
your
wait your
turn.
turn.
But when
But
you're
when
at
you're at
LSU,
LSU,
man,
man,
and you're
and you're
bringing in
bringing
these
in these
classes like
classes
he's
like he's
bringing in
bringing in,
now, you
you
gotta play
gotta
the
play the
best
best
players.
players.
And
And
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
the
the
freshmen,
the
freshmen we
freshmen
have
we have
playing
playing
and
and
rotating in
rotating
at
in
D
at D
tackle
tackle
have
have
been
been
awesome.
awesome.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
got
you got
Alvin
Alvin
Breaux
Breaux
and
and
Dominic
Dominic
McKinley.
McKinley.
They've been
They've been
really
really,
well.
I'm sorry,
Ahmad
Ahmad Breaux and
Dominic
Dominic
McKinley.
McKinley. They've been really well.
You got
You
the
got the
Oregon
Oregon
transfer,
transfer,
Brady
Brady
Swinson,
Swinson,
best
best
pass
pass
rusher,
rusher and the
best
best
pass
pass
rusher in
rusher in
college
college
football
football
coming
coming
off
off
the
the
edge.
edge.
The
The
secondary's
secondary's
gotten
gotten
better,
better,
man.
man. I mean,
You got
you
two
got two
young
young
bucks at
bucks at
corner,
corner with
PJ
PJ
Woodland
Woodland
and
and
Ashton
Ashton
Stamp.
Stamps. People forget about bringing Corey Raymond back from Florida. That has changed everything. The Godfather of DBU is back. He is back. And don't even get me started on the best defender in America, man. Because Whit Weeks is special. That guy is all over the field. I mean, he fly. I mean, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He is everywhere.
Go ahead, tell him his stats from the Ole Miss game. Tell us
He
his
had 17 tackles.
18.
He had 17 tackles, 10 solos, one sack against Ole Miss.
Damn.
Yeah,
He had the sack percentage though too.
he did.
18 tackles. And
And
then
then
the
the
offense.
offense. Offense, I'm about to give a B minus. Obviously, they weren't going to be as explosive as last year. I mean, you lose 3 first-round picks. You lose the Heisman and Jaden Daniels, and the 2 first-round receivers and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. So that's hard. Chris Hilton's been hurt the whole year at receiver. CJ Daniels was out against Ole Miss. He should be back. But the depth at receiver has been nice. I mean, you still got Kyron Lacy, obviously, receiver one. Then you got Xavier Thomas and Aaron Anderson. I mean, Aaron Anderson has been an absolute star. I mean, Bama let him go for whatever reason last year. But he has been a star. Garrett's been good. First year starting, I mean, he's looked good. That guy can sling the rock, man. I mean, his ability to throw receivers open and anticipate where they're gonna be with that arm talent is special. And like the things he did in against Ole Miss in the fourth quarter was crazy. But the reason it's a B minus because we're averaging like 32 points a game. The reason it's a B minus is the inability to run the ball. I mean, our O line is so good.
And finish drives, that's what you kept saying.
No, that's been fun.
Sorry.
That's gotten better. But the run game, but I mean that's part of the not finish like being able to finish drives and get it starting off slow. Like you gotta establish the run.
Exactly.
And like LSU will go through spurts where they get I don't know 5 yards, 7 yards, 2 yards, and then they can't get a yard for like 2 drives. I mean I don't know what it is because the O line is insane. So I don't know if it's just the running scheme. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's got to change. I think Caden Durham is explosive. Caden Durham's a beast, but I think what I took away from the Ole Miss game was I feel like Josh Williams needs to get a little bit more carry. He's just physical, man. He's a big, thick, physical downhill runner. He is. He is. So that's got to change. The running game's got to get fixed. But special teams, I'll give it an A. Why not? I mean, our kickers made 162 straight PATs, so that's nice. They're 8 of 10 on the year from kicking field goals, so they haven't given up any return touchdowns, so that's good. And then overall as a team, being number 8, being 5-1 with the one loss to USC and 5 in a row, and we've shown that we can win the blowouts, we can win the close ones, we can come back and win. I'll have to give it so far through 6 games. I'll have to give it an A minus. I'll give it an A minus. Yeah,
Regardless of where they finish, the USC loss is going to be looked at as a quality loss.
it's a loss, bro.
First game of the year. I know, I'm just saying. The committee loves USC.
It's still a loss.
Pretty lost.
But, like they always say, it's better to lose early in college football than later.
Facts.
So losing in week one if you're going to lose is ideal.
What they don't ever tell you is it's really the best to just not lose at all. Yeah, no shit.
Nah, for real. Okay, now we're heading into this week's games. We're gonna do 3 games and then our upset. and
Okay.
then yeah, the biggest game. Number 5 Georgia, number 1 Texas. Texas is a 5-point favorite in this
I
game.
saw
I
that. I
still can't
just saw
believe that,
that.
honestly.
You
You
what?
what? I'm sorry.
I still can't believe it.
Oh, I think
It-
Texas wins by 10. Oh, it's
Oh,
home,
home.
yeah.
Yeah.
UT's at
UT's at
home, yeah.
home.
So
Yeah.
you're
So you're
automatically
automatically
giving
given
3 points.
3 points.
Yeah,
So
Three.
yeah,
that's
that's
fair.
fair.
Man,
No, that's
No,
fair.
that's fair.
Five's a
Five's a
fair
fair
line.
line. I
I
it's gonna
think
think
be.
so.
it's gonna be
It's
a
gonna
It's
be
good
a
gonna be.
game.
crazy game.
I've been going back and forth all week long, and heading into the game, what I think about first is okay. Georgia is in a similar situation. They're playing another top 5 team on the road. There's absolutely no way they play as poorly as they did that first half against Alabama. Like just that's a given. They've learned from that experience to be on their p's and q's from opening tap, and I think that's what they're going to do. It's going to be one of those things where they come out and they're going to be ready from the get go. Now the thing is, are we going to be ready from the get go? I'm glad Quinn got his little jitters out last week in Red River. He was able to get away with that. OU's not very good. Now, of course, out here in this game and bullshit around, okay, there's going to be some big problems. But honestly, I don't think that's going to be the case. Quinn is going to be way more efficient in how he's operating the offense as a whole. He missed a lot of throws, and it's not like whenever our offense struggles, it's not like our play calling's bad. That's
Yeah.
one thing I can really say about Sark.
Yeah.
When he struggles, even when we were terrible his first year, it's not that his play calling was terrible. It's that guys are not executing whatever is being called because Sark is calling beater after beater after beater, and guys are always running open in his offense. It's just a matter of hitting them.
That's how he made
Uh,
his money.
yeah, I mean, Quinn missed 3 throws early on. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, the pick. I mean, like, dude, Gunner was wide open, and then the other dude, I forgot what receiver it was. Oh, Golden was open, and then I think on the second or third drive of the game, if he lays the ball out there for Isaiah Bond, he's walking into the end zone, but
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
short hops it, and he has
Bro,
Bond
dude was
trying to dive down.
wide open.
So I think that comes from Quinn's lack of his footwork gets really really lazy a lot of the
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah. His
Yes, his
footwork is
footwork gets
really
really
bad.
bad sometimes.
It it, it, it it's one of those things where it's one of those things that has me thinking how good he's going to be at the next level because this is something he's been doing since he's got here. But it's so tough because even on like his great plays, his footwork is not good either. But he's making the throws because his arm is just that talented. So
Which is good because you can coach footwork. You can't coach arm talent.
yeah,
Right.
So he can only
that
get.
is
He's
true.
only gonna get better. I don't think he. But then next level, yeah, I'm interested. I think he has a. Like you said, I think he's good. A good conference, Tony Romo.
That is it's very
Tony,
true.
Tony.
like at the next level, he's
Yeah.
elusive
And
enough to where if he needs to run, he can run. But he's not looking to run,
Anya.
and he's a good passer,
Tony Romo.
underrated passer. I don't think. I don't know. Yeah,
Tony
I like Quinn
Romo?
a lot.
Bro, Tony threw straight
No, I'm talking
fucking
about like
missiles, bro.
yeah, I'm just
No, no, Tony threw straight missiles. He was a dog.
Tony Romo. But yeah, I don't know. I agree. Yeah, Quinn is a dog.
Let the man finish.
Sorry.
um, yeah, I think he's gonna play well in this game. The key I think for us is gonna be can we stay balanced as an offense? Now, what I was talking about with the running game, I think Trayvon Wisner is going to get a lot of the carries because he's a little bit more patient in the run game, and then he benefits off of those patient runs
Yeah.
with the 20, 30, 40-yard pops every now and then. That's going to help us, stay on schedule with a lot of things. On the defensive side, it's kind of concerning for Georgia because they can't really run the ball themselves. They're having their struggles running the ball
Facts.
and Carson Beck's having to throw 35, 40 times a game, which doesn't look like, which hasn't
He
been the
just
way
broke his collarbone.
for Georgia these past couple years. So that's kind of interesting. But Georgia's defense has also struggled a lot this year. They gave up 300 yards. Did they give up 300 yards passing to Mississippi State or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, like they gave up like 297 because Michael Van Buren has
no.
now gone off in his first two college starts.
You
I'll
know,
pull it up for you.
former Oregon commit.
Like 60 maybe against him.
They gave up 306. Yeah.
Oh my god. So if Quinn's on, imagine what he's able to potentially do against Georgia second. Yeah, he threw for 144 against Texas. But I think it's gonna come down to the this game is gonna come down to the line play, both sides of the ball. Nothing special. And I think it's gonna be imperative of how the game starts too.
Yeah.
Now, if Georgia fucks around and does what they do against, like they did against Bama, we're running them out of Austin. We're running them out of Austin. But that's not going to happen. Um, they're going to be well prepared. Texas should be well prepared as well. And I can't chalk this thing other than I can't see Georgia losing a second game
Right.
this soon, at least. That's gonna be my reasoning for why I picked Georgia to win this game. Um, it's gonna be a close one. I could see both teams going mid 30s, 37, 34, 34, 31. I'm pretty sure both teams will get into the 30s in this one. Yeah, I just can't see Kirby Smart and Georgia losing. Kirby's really great at making adjustments with his team. So as bad as their defense has looked, as one dimensional as they've looked on offense, I think Georgia finds a way to win a really, really close game in Austin.
I
I
agree.
agree.
100%. I
100%. I
agree.
agree.
Uh,
I
I
I
agree with
agree
what
with
you
what you
said
said
about
about
it's just
it's just
hard to
hard
see
to see
Georgia
Georgia
losing
losing
a
a
second
second
game
game
this
this
early.
early.
I,
I,
to me,
to
it's
me,
just
it's
hard
just
to
hard
see
to see
Kirby
Kirby
losing
losing
another
another
top
top
five like
five
that.
like that.
All
All
Kirby
Kirby
does is
does
win.
is win.
That's
That's
literally all
literally
he
all
does.
he does.
He's
Like
just
he's
a
just a
serial
serial
winner.
winner.
Like that.
Like that.
Whether
Whether
it
it was
was an
as an
assistant or
assistant
as
or
a
as a
head
head
coach,
coach, like
the dude
the
just
dude just
wins.
wins.
It's
It's
I don't
I
know.
don't
I'm
know. I'm
really
really
curious.
curious. It's
Gonna be
gonna be
interesting
interesting
because
because
Kirby and
Kirby and
Sark have
Sark
gone
have
head
gone
to
head
head
to head
a
a
lot,
lot,
Yeah.
a lot.
So they
So they
both
both
have the
have the
tape on
tape
each
on each
other.
other.
They
They
both
both
have the
have the
history. So
history. So
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But
But
like you
like you
said,
said,
the
the
inability
inability
for
for
both
both
teams to
teams to
run the
run the
ball.
ball. I mean, it's.
I
I
think
think
Georgia
Georgia
wins,
wins,
but I
but I
think
think
whoever
whoever
runs the
runs the
ball
ball
better
better
will
will
win.
win because
Both
both
teams'
teams'
passing
passing
attack
attack is
is pretty
pretty
lethal.
lethal.
So I
So I
mean,
mean,
whoever can
whoever
run
can
the
run the
ball
ball
better will
better will
win.
win.
But I
But
just
I
like
just like
Georgia.
Georgia.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
just
I
like
just like
Kirby in
Kirby
this
in
game.
this game,
I
so
gotta
I
go
gotta go
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
That just
That
leaves
just
you,
leaves you,
Pat.
Pat.
Hook 'em.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think UT is too good. Their offense is bro way too explosive. I don't think Georgia will. Georgia won't slow them down. That won't stop them. And UT's defense is legit. They're too fast. From the D line to the linebackers to secondary, they're fast.
They are fast.
So,
Anthony Hill's a star.
but Anthony Hill's a freak.
Fucking love Anthony Hill, bro.
So good, bro. So is Colin Simmons, both from Texas. Ben Ryan and Duncanville.
Duncanville, yeah.
Stars, bro. Stars.
Man.
First round talent next year and in 2 years for sure.
I don't know if y'all heard on the broad. Were y'all watching Texas OU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear on the broadcast that they were talking about Anthony Hill in high school, right? They're asking about his career high in tackles.
Yeah. I don't.
He was like, yeah, my career high was actually against Ashton Genty, who's from Frisco, I think.
Yeah,
Frisco Lone Star.
That was pretty cool actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was cool.
that's dope. I do
I
remember
do remember
talking
talking
about that.
about that.
That would have been his sophomore year. Holy shit.
I'm
That
like,
makes sense.
I'm,
He
I'm
was
willing to bet Anthony Hill was a 4 year starter.
yeah, he was like the number 6 player in the nation.
Weren't you the number 6 player in the nation too?
Nah.
Didn't you quit to play college football?
My road to glory guy was number 5 player in the nation. I have it down in my notes. Um, but yeah, I just think UT wins. I think they cover the spread. I think Dallas wins by like 10.
Ooh, that's freaky.
That
Yeah,
is freaky,
you
bro.
know me.
Late at night, those freaky hours.
Yeah, I just think it's close, but they get a touchdown or a field goal or something late to put it away. Georgia, Georgia's good, but I think out of Kirby Smart's teams, this is one of his worst he's had. Which is no discredit to this team. He's had a lot of good and great teams, but in the last like 5 years,
Oh, this
that's
is easily his worst defense he's had.
yeah. I'm not. Carson Beck is one of the best QBs he's had. No disrespect to Carson Beck, but skill players around him in the defense probably ranks fifth or sixth best team he's had,
Here's a
which
fun
is
little
middle
tid.
of the pack.
Here's a fun little tidbit for you. This game against Texas is the first time their defense is going to be healthy all season long.
Well, UT is healthy, so
They are
Is Money
healthy.
back? But that Money guy's back.
I think he is because I just checked the injury report earlier today and he's not even on it. Yeah, the
Okay,
Samuel Munden guy. Yeah, I think
okay.
he is because I mean the report I saw yesterday said he had missed the last 3 games, but when I checked the injury here, let me check it again. But I don't think he was on there.
Isaiah
Yeah.
Bond is he's gonna play. By the way,
Oh, bet.
he
That's
had a little,
huge.
but he should be fine.
that's the I think should be the X factor. The
Yeah,
only
the only
guys
guys that are out for Georgia are Roderick Robinson and Branson Robinson, the running backs, and then of course we know Colby Young is suspended.
who?
The guy that beat up the baby or whatever.
My gosh,
That's right.
Yeah.
I
What?
just I think Isaiah Bond having faced the secondary the last 2 years,
couple times, yeah.
Oh,
3
he's
years
from Georgia, right?
is as big a factor as anything. He can help Quinn get ready for them. He knows their tendencies in game. I mean he's a star too, so like I said,
Yeah, that's huge.
UT by 10.
I like it.
Cool. Okay, next game, the other game in the SEC. Number seven, Alabama goes on the road to Tennessee. Number 11, Tennessee. The last time they were at Tennessee, had a classic 52-49 game. Tennessee won the Hendon Hooker, the Jalen Hyatt game.
Jalen Hyatt, 5 touchdowns.
Jalen Hyatt. He's kind of a
uh,
bust.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch those highlights. That was insane.
That game was
But
crazy, dog.
Fun fact for you, I didn't even watch that game.
that
I was
was
at the
fun.
TCU game.
Rip.
Oh yeah, TCU was going crazy that year too.
Oh,
I
that's
think
he made the playoff. That's
They lost in the
crazy.
Natty, dog.
Yeah.
They just make the playoffs. They've been asked.
give me Bama in this game, man. Um, I'm gonna reiterate what I said last week.
Yeah.
It's crazy that Josh Heupel has a team where his defense is not even just a little bit better than his offense, but way better than his offense. And that obviously is a byproduct of Nico not playing too well. There's something off there. I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly what, but there's definitely something off there with Nico. Um, it's been terrible since SEC play has opened up. Dylan Samuels is absolutely carrying that
Yeah,
running
bro.
game in general. And I don't think Nico, although Alabama's defense doesn't move me at all, I just don't think Nico is able to make the plays that Alabama's going to make. Because, like you said earlier, Pat, Milrow is going to make his plays,
Yeah.
especially Ryan Williams. He's going to make plays with his legs. Now, I trust Alabama's explosive game more than I trust Tennessee's explosive game.
And I just
Um,
trust Jalen Milrow over Nico.
yeah. hmm Now, Tennessee's D line is really fucking good, but I think
Mhm.
Milrose's legs will kind of neutralize that. I think it's going to be a shootout. However, Dylan Sampson might run for a buck 50. Who knows? I think Milroe might have 300 yards total yards through the air and through the leg through his legs. But I think Bama wins a shootout game, maybe like 42-31, something like that.
I
I
like it.
like it.
I
I
like it.
like
I
it.
got
I got
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I
I
think,
think,
Tennessee.
man,
man,
it's gonna
it's gonna
sound kind
sound
of
kind of
crazy,
crazy,
but
but
Tennessee
Tennessee
might
might
just
just
have
have
the
the
best
best
defense in
defense
the
in the
country.
country.
Nah,
I
that,
mean,
like
like
that
that
front
front
seven or
seven
that
or that
front
front
six. I'm
six. I'm
sorry,
sorry,
that
that
front
front
six.
six.
That front
That front
six is
six is
impressive.
impressive, bro.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think
Like
Oregon. I
I
think
think
Tennessee
Tennessee
might
might
run.
run. Not
Might
might.
Tennessee's gonna
Tennessee's gonna
run the
run the
ball,
ball,
establish the
establish the
run,
run,
play
play
defense,
defense,
control the
control the
clock, and
clock, and
this guy.
I
What?
what
No, go ahead. If you
if you
keep the
keep the
ball out
ball
of
out of
Jalen
Jalen
Milroe's
Milroe's
hands,
hands,
you win
you
the
win the
game. So
game.
if
So
they
if they
run the
run the
ball,
ball,
control the
control the
clock,
clock,
don't turn
don't
it
turn it
over,
over,
that
that
defense is
defense
gonna
is gonna
force a
force a
turnover.
turnover.
And if
And
they
if
do
they do
that,
that,
Tennessee
Tennessee
wins the
wins
game.
the game.
And on
And on
top of
top of
that,
that,
it's in
it's in
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
That's a
That's a
hard place
hard
to
place
go
to go
play.
play.
What's the score? For
For
me,
me,
yeah, I'll go
I'll go
24-20
24-20
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
That's fair. I just want yours are such low scoring games. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It's the SEC.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think they tie. Um, God, just kidding. No, I take Bama. I just think, like I said, the experience of Milrow in the end. Yeah, I don't know if Bama's defense can stop Tennessee, but I think Milrow will turn it over less or convert more than Nico when they need to or need it. So I take Bama at 35-24.
Okay. Fair, fair.
You know
You
what's
know what's
crazy?
crazy? Is
Tennessee
Tennessee
averages
averages
43
43
points a
points a
game on
game on
offense.
offense.
No, look at their first couple games against
Uh,
non-SEC teams.
no,
Inflated. Those are
I,
inflated.
No, I
no,
know.
no,
Look,
no,
look.
no,
Look at the schedule. Look at
no.
the
I
schedule.
know
The
the
score.
score.
Can you?
That's just.
I'm
I'm
saying that's
saying
just
that's
the
just a
craziest
crazy
thing.
thing.
I'm saying so you can read it to me.
Okay, dog. I
I'm
really
just
don't want to
kidding.
read it to you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But
They
they
give up
give up
10.
10 points a game.
Jeez.
Damn.
That's
Damn. 10.
crazy. Yeah,
What the hell?
10.7. That's tied for 74th in the country.
74?
Yeah.
What the? That's crazy.
Um, Number 6, Miami goes on the road to Louisville. Miami is a 4.5 point favorite. This is the big marquee game in the ACC this week. I
Miami.
think Louisville wins. I think Louisville beats Miami. Miami. I mean, if you keep playing with fire, you're gonna get
Yeah.
you're gonna get burned. And Louisville's a good enough team to beat Miami at home, and they don't even need to play their best game either. But I think Louisville just came off a bye week, if I'm not mistaken themselves. They lost the SMU game, which I know they're very disappointed about losing at home. But yeah, I mean, I think Cam Ward can will them over the hump in this game, but I think Louisville beats Miami.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
Respect it. Who is
Who is
Tyler
Tyler
Shuck
Shuck
still?
still at Louisville?
Yeah. This is his first year.
Yeah,
This is not. This is his not his first year there.
Yes, it is.
Was he not there last year?
No.
I'm almost
Positive.
positive he was at Louisville last
No, he wasn't, dog. We picked him off for a pick six versus Texas Tech. That was
year. That was
last year.
last year.
Yes.
Anywho,
He
he
sucks.
sucks.
I'll go
I'll go
Miami.
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 Simple as
Simple as
that.
that. I
He
just
doesn't suck.
Tyler Show is kind of mid.
And Shuck. That's what I
That's what I
said.
said. Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
Nah, Cam Ward's just Cam Ward's too good. He'll make plays in that game. I mean, I think the only ACC game they lose is to Clemson. I really do.
Mhm.
As bad as their defense is, their offense is just so explosive.
Xavier Restrepo.
That's a cold. That's a cold ass white boy.
X-Man. Yeah, he's cold, bro. They're a nasty duo.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think Cam Ward see when he plays. I don't. That's just another one where if they allow 50, he'll score 51. We saw it versus Cal. So, and I think Cal is better or as good as Louisville. So Miami. Yeah.
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 Hey, how? Wait, you have Louisville, Jimmy?
Yeah, I have Louisville.
Oh, is this their first night that every game we haven't had a sweep at all?
Oh yeah, we haven't had a sweep at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't make any picks. Oh, you
Oh,
just
you
said
just said
Miami. Okay,
Miami.
Doug. I know. Uh, uh, can I look at the games for this week for the upset? After the pick that.
I need to look at them.
All right, bro.
After I make my upset pick, you can look. I'll make mine first
Fair.
when we get there.
Yeah, go
Actually,
ahead. Go
you
that pick.
the upset? Yes, the mighty Catholics, Notre Dame,
Ugh.
traveled to Georgia Tech, and the Georgia Tech fighting Yellow Jackets pick off Riley Leonard twice and win the game.
Yo.
Georgia Tech to the moon.
I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With Mike McCarthy.
Bro.
I wish he was your coach. I wish he wasn't the Cowboys.
I know this is off topic, but
No, what?
behind I have on the screen the FIU and UTEP game,
I was about to give him a shout out.
and UTEP's 0-6.
Oh,
FIU's on their third QB, and he just threw his second pick with like a minute 26 left, and they're
but
down
you know
21-17 for their first win. Can they do it?
that's their second QB.
No, it's their third.
No,
I believe it's their third.
no, they broke the starter's collarbone earlier.
Either way,
Oh,
UTEP, the Miners, baby, 1-6.
they're going for the first
They'll
win.
win out and make a bowl
Yo,
game at
yo,
PNC.
they're on
went
the
out
they're on the
crazy.
yo
That would be
they're on the 42 right now. They just ran it down. Uh, my upset of the week.
Purdue.
Yeah, bro. Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Purdue. Woo!
All right, I'm out of here.
You don't want to go at Purdue. Be a,
No,
as
No,
no.
bro.
I guess I'll probably take Arkansas. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, see, it's not too funny, is it? Or should I say,
Wait, bro. You made Jimmy leave. Oh, he's back.
um, honestly,
Any day now.
huh?
He's just taking forever to pick.
I'll probably, I don't know, bro. Oh, yeah, of course. That's what I was gonna take. I saw that the other day. I'm gonna take number 16. Indiana loses to Nebraska.
Bro,
Their
you
first
such a
loss of the
hater.
year.
Okay, okay, okay.
Dylan Rayola. I believe the hype.
You're picking a top five Heisman candidate to lose. I see it. You just hate Curtis Bork.
Oh,
I
bro.
get it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
get it.
Yeah, he's top five, though.
The Ohio legend.
Yeah.
Nebraska over Indiana. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
My upset of the week, and this probably, I'm gonna just say it. I think as bad as they've played, a team who's lost their last three games, I think Oklahoma State goes to BYU and beats the Mormons.
Cheeky.
I almost picked that.
Mike Gundy, man.
You know what? Gundy is always due for like a game like this,
Facts. He's always, yeah, facts.
and his teams are never like terrible. His teams
They're
are always
not. They're not. He's such a
okay.
good coach. Yeah.
They always play tough. Like, you know they're going to go out there and just bust you in the mouth regardless of their record.
Yeah, I think, and that also comes from me not being that high on BYU.
I am.
Um, and it continues the narrative of the Big 12 is just going to continue to eat each other alive. So Oklahoma State goes into Provo and wins. I think Ollie Gordon probably has his best game of the season. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see.
Ollie. Fun fact about Mike Gundy: he was Tennessee's first choice before Jeremy Pruitt, and he was Tennessee's first choice before Josh Heupel. He said no both times.
Wow.
He gets paid nice, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a top 10 coach, I believe.
Yeah, and he'll never get
I
fired.
mean,
So
I get why he says no. He went to Oklahoma State. He's been there for like 17 years.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's
remember? Talked about that earlier. He was Barry Sanders' quarterback.
that is crazy though. I didn't know that actually.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. You didn't
You
know
didn't know
that?
that?
I
I
guess
guess
I
I
just
just
knew
knew
that
that
because
because
I
I
went
went
there.
there.
I
Huh?
didn't know that either. Neither one of us.
I just knew that because I went there for a year.
You did.
Yeah,
I did freshman year of
I would
college.
think it was
it is.
when Baker Mayfield visited
Bro, I think you told the story every time on the podcast.
visited Stillwater. You
And
won the
I
Homer
heard
Polo and
Polo and
cheered
cheered in the OSU student section.
Sooner.
Okay, guys, trivia to end this thing off.
Trivia. Oh God. Here
Uh,
we go.
I think I'm okay. I'm
I
probably gonna
hope
hop off now.
this easily. I hope y'all didn't hear this anywhere this week.
I hope I did.
Because this one does pertain to this week's game.
Yeah.
Obviously, with Georgia being not a huge underdog, but an underdog to Texas this week, and many people picking them to actually lose this game. Who was the last team to beat Georgia, not named Alabama, the year, and quarterback?
The last team to beat Georgia, not named Alabama.
Yes.
Oh, brother. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Is it not? No, actually, I'm not even gonna say that. That's just dumb. Um, the
Uh,
last team to beat Georgia.
you said not named Bama, right?
Wait,
Not
I know who this is.
I feel like I know who it is. Is it not Sam Ellinger?
Bro, you telling me you think Georgia hasn't lost a game in 7 years or something like
that's a
that?
long time ago.
Not to Bama, yeah. That's I feel like that's Kirby Smart's made it.
So you're saying no, bro?
Oh, I guess they
Relax,
lost in the
relax,
playoffs,
dog.
right? Are we counting the playoffs or just regular season?
He just talking the game. He just saying
We're
game.
talking like in general. Last time
Bro,
they've lost that hasn't been to Alabama.
Bro,
fuck it. I'm gonna say it. Is it the 2019 LSU team with Joe Burrow?
It is not.
Okay, I didn't think so either. And SEC title game. That would have been kind of crazy too.
uh, damn, I feel like I should know this, right?
Whew.
Did you know it when you saw it? Would you have known it, or
It's one that I forgot about for sure.
Yeah, right. It's tough.
It's
I feel like it's
because
on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it.
I will give y'all a hint. This team had kind of like a flash in the pan year this year, the year they beat Georgia.
Was it Arkansas and Felipe Franks?
Nope.
Felipe Franks.
Felipe Franks, tight end for the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Uh, motherfucker.
It was Mississippi State.
No,
Bro,
it wasn't Dan Mullen.
no,
No,
no, no, no, no.
dude,
I'll
I'm
give y'all
just
a guess.
joking.
One hint. They had a tight end drafted in the top 5 this year.
Bro, it was Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask in Florida.
Ding
I said
ding
that.
ding ding.
No, you
I
didn't.
said Dan
Oh,
Mullen.
Yeah, you said Dan Mullen.
Was he not the head coach?
I said who was the quarterback of the team, my brother?
Oh, you said Dan.
Oh, I
You
asked that
did
earlier,
not say
yeah.
Dan Mullen, bro.
But I
I thought I heard
swear,
Dan.
I did earlier. Out of the 78, it's kind of a two-parter. Out of the 78 Heisman, how many of them went undrafted, and who was the last undrafted Heisman winner?
Yeah, I won't be able to say that first part, but
I'm gonna say
No, no,
17.
just. I just want to guess a number. It's how about this? It's under 20. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
say
took said
17 have
17
gone
have gone
undrafted.
undrafted.
You have it in front of you?
Actually, I don't.
That just
That
sounds
just
like a
sounds like a
good
good
number.
number.
undrafted
Is
It's
it
Heisman.
17.
17?
It's 17. Yeah. Who was
Who
the
was the
last
last
undrafted
undrafted
one?
I'm gonna
Heisman?
just go back in order.
Do you want to give you a hint?
Mm,
To kind of
Don't,
trim it.
no, hold on, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
no. If anything, you can give us the decade in a second, but
No,
not
because that's
decade.
kind of my hint. That's kind of my hint.
Okay.
Is it It's not Jason White, Oklahoma.
It is.
That's what I was thinking.
Jason White.
Dang.
2003.
Good pool. I was
This
just,
guy,
So
he was a baseball player, right?
I think he was. I think you're
Was
right.
he
I
a
think he
baseball
was.
player? Oh no, he had a bunch of like injuries, so he was like there for like 6 years or something.
Some.
that's what it was, I believe. Yeah.
He was there for like
So
6.
so you got the correct pick, and Jacob got the correct. Jakob got the correct number.
Oh.
He got 17,
Oh.
and you get Jason White. So great teamwork, gentlemen. Let's
What
see.
three-time Super Bowl champion was a two-time All-American in Arizona? That's kind of too broad,
Teddy
right?
Bruschi.
Okay, dude.
That's too easy.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up, y'all, for the third episode of the CFB enthusiasts. That was a really good episode as well. Those of y'all that are watching, please make sure to give us a follow, subscribe, like, whatever the case may be down below. And we're gonna keep pushing these out. Any last thoughts, y'all, for this week?
I'm excited. I'm
I'm
excited.
excited.
Just
Just
want
want
to
to
say
say
shout
shout
out
out
Army
Army
and
and
Navy,
Navy,
man.
man.
They're
They're
rolling.
rolling.
5
5
votes
votes
undefeated.
undefeated.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir, man.
it's gonna be a wild weekend. I'll be
Yeah.
sitting here watching the games. I'll
I'll
be
be
at a
at a
wedding.
wedding. Have
Fun.
fun.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Jason
Jason
and
and
Aaron.
Aaron.
Shout out. Shout out college football. Never letting us down.
Never letting us down, man. Never letting us down. But
Yep.
y'all, stay tuned. We will be on again next week. Hopefully, my horns pull it through. Let's go, y'all. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Go
Go
Ducks.
Ducks.